Born John Barker in Burnley, Lancashire in March 1953, John St. Ryan was an accomplished martial artist who ran a Muay Thai gym in Preston before landing a job as stunt double for none other than Sean Connery in the 1992 film The Medicine Man. However, in the UK, John is perhaps best remembered for his stint in Coronation Street. From December 1993 to October 1994, he played the long-distance lorry driver Charlie Whelan. Fans will vividly recall his romantic entanglement with the legendary Bette Lynch before he eventually headed off to Germany with Rover's return barmaid Tanya. Over in the USA, John St. Ryan carved out a very different niche for himself. As a martial artist and fight choreographer, he was much better known in the States for his action roles in films such as Delta Force 3 and as the main antagonist, the formidable cyborg in American Cyborg Steel Warrior. He also made one-off appearances in cult US TV series such as Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Babylon 5. Beyond his acting, John also became a renowned horse trainer and equestrian after moving to California in the early 90s, winning multiple national and international titles in the Doma Vaquera style of Western riding. Born Michael Hubert Bourne in Northampton in September 1942, Mike Berry's career spanned decades and delighted audiences across various mediums. A fan of skiffle and rock and roll, Mike, backed by the band The Outlaws, had 3 top 40 hits on the UK singles chart during the 1960s, with the most successful, Don't You Think It's Time, reaching number 6 in January 1963. His first hit, Tribute to Buddy Holly from 1961, was actually banned by the BBC for being morbid. Despite this, it remains one of Mike's signature songs. In 1980, he returned to the top 10 of the UK singles chart with a cover of the song The Sunshine of Your Smile. Of course, Mike Berry wasn't just a pop star, he also carved out a successful acting career, becoming a familiar face in many British living rooms. In 1979, he was cast as Mr. Peters, the father of the children in the much-loved TV adaptation of Wurzel Gummidge, alongside John Pertwee and Una Stubbs. And then in 1981 came the role that many will know him best for, Bert Spooner in the legendary BBC sitcom Are You Being Served? Mike stepped into the role of the junior sales assistant, replacing Trevor Bannister's Mr. Lucas, and stayed with the show until its conclusion in 1985. His gentle charm and comedic timing were a perfect fit for Grace Brothers. He was in fact the last surviving main cast member of the show until his passing. Mike also became known for a series of popular blue-ribboned chocolate biscuit commercials.
I've got those, can't get enough of those blue ribbon blues. Blue ribbons and milk chocolate covered wafer biscuit I always choose. When my woman treats me right, she buys me blue ribbon wafer biscuits, crisp and light. I've got those, can't get enough of those blue. Oh, thank you.
Buy Blue Ribbon, the biscuit to beat the blues.
Born in July 1934 in Stoke Newington, actress and writer Jean Marsh left an indelible mark on British television. Of the many accomplishments during her career, perhaps her greatest was her groundbreaking work on Upstairs Downstairs. Throughout the 50s and 60s, Jean made numerous appearances in TV shows both here in the UK and the USA. These include a memorable turn in The Twilight Zone and the likes of The Saint, I Spy and Department S. Science fiction fans will also fondly remember her from her appearances in Doctor Who. first as Lady Joanna in The Crusade, and later as companion Sarah Kingdom in The Daleks' Master Plan with William Hartnell. In another Doctor Who connection, Jean was married to 3rd Doctor Jon Pertwee between 1955 and 1960. However, it was in the early 70s that Jean, alongside her dear friend and fellow actress Eileen Atkins, conceived of a revolutionary idea. Tired of period dramas that focus solely on the aristocratic families, they wondered about the lives of those who kept the grand houses running. Their innovative concept, born from a desire to portray characters from backgrounds more akin to their own working class roots, became the beloved and hugely successful Upstairs Downstairs. Jean not only co-created the series but also starred as the much-loved house parlourmaid Rose Buck, a role that earned her an Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actress in a Drama Series in 1975. The show became an international hit, captivating audiences worldwide. Beyond television, Jean appeared in films such as Alfred Hitchcock's Frenzy, The Eagle Has Landed, and fantasy favourites Willow and Return to Oz. In the 1990s, Jean and Eileen Atkins repeated their creative success with another popular TV period drama, The House of Elliot. And of course, she reprised her most famous role as Rose Buck when Upstairs Downstairs was revived by the BBC in 2010. A unique and influential figure in British television, Jean Marsh's legacy as an actress and as a visionary writer and co-creator will undoubtedly continue to inspire for generations to come. An actor with a commanding screen presence, Damien Thomas was actually born in Egypt in 1942. After moving to Britain and studying art, Damien honed his craft at the prestigious Royal Academy of Dramatic Art. For fans of classic British horror, Damien Thomas will forever be synonymous with Hammer Films. He famously took on the role of the wicked Count Karnstein in the 1971 cult classic Twins of Evil. Billed in the trailer as Hammer's new Master of the Macabre, Damien certainly lived up to the title, bringing an arrogant and self-confident swagger to his vampiric Count, and making for a wonderful adversary to the legendary Peter Cushing. While that particular film didn't immediately launch him into a string of starring roles, it certainly cemented his place in horror history. However, Damien did go on to become a prolific and much respected character actor across 50 years of television and film. He showcased his versatility in a wide array of roles, from the Portuguese Jesuit priest Father Alvito in the acclaimed 1980 US miniseries Shogun, to the pivotal role of Richard Mason bringing trouble to Thornfield Hall in the 1983 BBC production of Jane Eyre. Damien also enjoyed small roles in other series such as Blake Seven, Tenko, House of Cards and Agatha Christie's Poirot. On the big screen he played the cursed Prince Kasim in the 1977 fantasy Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger, and in 1986 joined a stellar cast in Roman Polanski's swashbuckling comedy adventure Pirates. An underrated and truly compelling actor, Damien Thomas leaves behind a legacy of captivating performances that spanned genres and decades. Born in the county of Lancashire in 1936, Philip Lowrie was known to millions as the original bad boy of Coronation Street, Dennis Tanner. After training at RADA, Philip stepped into the role that would define his career, appearing in the very first episode of Coronation Street on the 9th of December 1960. As Dennis Tanner, son of the one and only Elsie Tanner, he quickly became a central figure on the cobbles, known for his mischievous nature and a string of colourful jobs from sales rep to talent scout. He famously left the series in 1968, keen to explore his passion for theatre, even taking a significant pay cut to perform on stage. After decades of acclaimed theatre work and appearing in numerous other television shows including War and Peace, The Liverbirds, and frequent collaborations with the brilliant Victoria Wood on programmes such as Victoria Wood's All Day Breakfast and Pat and Margaret, Philip made a truly historic return. In 2011, after a remarkable 43-year absence, he reprised his role as Dennis Tanner on The Street, a feat that earned him a Guinness World Record for the longest gap between television appearances as the same character in the same show. Philip's return to Coronation Street saw Dennis, now homeless, find love with Rita Sullivan before his final departure in 2014.